Hello again, rheumatoid arthritis rangers. Let's do another 200 armor challenge. Actually, do you smell that in the air? It smells like pizza, which must mean EDF 5 is coming out in a couple days. I am so excited. This mission is going to be fun because there's no help this time. It's just me and Robert to try and survive with getting one shot here. So first thing, right at the start, we're going to take down this large web that's right in front of us. And the reason we're doing this is so that we actually can see the Retariuses that are in the web below it. So, if you didn't know, if you hit the web, even if you shoot the web that's right next to an enemy, as long as you don't hit the enemy itself, it does not pull any enemies. They will not notice you. So we're just going to take this web out. By the way, I have an AF-100 and a stringer, and he has an AF-100 and a fusion blaster. So he's going to be more of the close quarters, while I'm going to be more of the range attack. So right now we're going to destroy the environment, take down some of these terrible trees. They always fall down right in the worst times, right in front of your eyes, and you can't see anything. And then we're going to take out these parking lot back here, because this is where we're going to fight at the start. So at the start here, since the web is down, there's two Retariuses usually. One on the right side, one on the left. Usually the one on the right side is better to pull because it's closer, but I couldn't see it, so I decided to go with the left one. And the reason we're doing that is because those enemies are closer to the front of the pack. And there's actually 4 bosses in the back there. There's 3 spiders, king spiders, and 1 queen ant. So, as you can see, this super cheater likes to shoot webs through the buildings, but as long as you have... I'm staying more back and he's staying more forward, so what he's doing is he's getting the shots of the webs shooting through the buildings, or hitting at the buildings, and as long as he's behind a couple buildings he's usually safe. And then I'm shooting with the stringer and he's using the fusion blaster to kill the king pretty fast. And now we're just going to clear out some of the enemies that are coming towards us here. And then usually when you hit that first Retarius, you can have anywhere between 1 and 3 bosses come after you. So preferably I'd like to have 2 of them, but we only had the 1, so we're going to have to try and find a way to pull the other ones here. Now I'm just going to try and take a look at some Retariuses that are near the front, if I can hit any. And I'm able to see a few of them. Also, if you actually take out the webs, the Retariuses will actually walk around, and sometimes they'll actually walk up to you. So it's not a terrible idea necessarily to shoot the web sometimes, just to let the Retariuses walk around, then they might come after you and it's easier to kill them. But remember, if you ever get pulled in by a Retarius web, you can always just get caught inside of like a building window or something, where you will not be able to get pulled out. Like try and use like a window or a door frame or something, and if you're stuck for 10 seconds they'll let you go. So, but at our health it doesn't matter because one shot and we're dead from the Retarius. So, but since there's 2 of us, we can be a little bit more careless. Like since I'm the sniper, I can be a little bit more careless, and so if I die, it's not a big deal. Which I will die a couple times in here while I'm trying to snipe them, because they just have such a ridiculous range. So now I take the next web down that's covering the nest that's up top there, because we're going to take out the nest next. There's 3 nests. There's 2 against a tall building, and then there's 1 hidden on the ground. So now I'm just trying to snipe this one Retarius. It's always nice to get him out if we can see any. And maybe we can pull a spider as well. So now that I see that king spider, I'm actually going to pull it. And I actually die here, which is actually kind of a bad timing, but it's not a big deal. See the web that's stuck on my body? The key is make sure that the web stops, is off your body before someone revives you. Otherwise, when they do revive you, you will have to, you'll still be getting pulled in. So once again, we're doing the strategy where we just have the king look at him, and it gets close to us, and I shoot it from far away with a machine gun, and he uses a fusion on the legs, if you can see the legs. And there's a queen that's coming too after us, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that. And there it is. But the stringer's pretty strong, and the fusion blaster, of course. So once again, always try and pull bosses if you can, if you're rangers, onto buildings, because especially queen wasps or queen ants, they like to get stuck on top of buildings sometimes, and it just slows them down a little bit, just like small ants. It's always a good idea to do that. So now that we have 3 bosses out, we have 1 left, and usually this is kind of rare. Usually when we play this mission, we have all 4 bosses out by now, so it makes us a little bit concerned that it might get pulled at a bad time, but there's not much we can do about it. So I'm just going to start attacking that first nest on top of the building. So that's the first thing we're going to do. That's a spider nest, so it's good to get that thing out. At least yeah, it's a spider nest, yeah. And then we'll just have a few more enemies that are going to get pulled. But yeah, it's always good to have a sniper in this mission, and when you're staying back, just at the start you can stay back and it's pretty good. And now there's another big web that's actually covering the next nest, which you can see from back here as well. So that's the thing we're going to focus on next. And yeah, any of these spiders can actually one-shot us, so it's actually kind of almost makes every enemy a boss. Because right there, if I would have got hit, I would have been dead. And if they shot us both, but somehow I actually dodged that on Inferno, which is kind of rare because they shoot so fast. But I'm just trying to grab some health just in case we need to revive each other. I mean, whether it's 130 health or 200, it's the same pretty much. As long as we're blue health, we can revive. So now I'm going to snipe this next nest. And then usually the next thing I always like to do on this mission is just head down to the left side of the street, still using the buildings as cover because of the Retariuses. I mean, Retariuses do shoot through buildings, but usually if you have a bunch of buildings in front of you, they have a tough time shooting through a bunch of buildings. So if you want to be extra safe, you can always make sure you have at least a couple buildings in between you and the Retariuses when they shoot. But yeah, there's one down there because that was the one we shot the web, the large web, and he started walking around, roaming around. So he's stuck over there, but really we can't really see him right now at this point, so we're just going to leave him. Now we're going to, like I said, roll down the street. I always like to roll down to this intersection over here. First we're going to heal up here, but we're going to head all the way down here to the end. Or not the end, but to this opening here where you can see a nice straight path down the street. And you can usually see a couple more Retariuses down here. So yeah, right here is where we're going to stop. This place is a little bit dangerous. You always have to be careful with the Retariuses. They can hit you. So he's kind of being a little bit more cautious while I try and snipe the Retarius. Just so if I die, then he can always revive me, which I think I do wind up dying on this one. But yeah, there's still some webs I have to break through before I can hit that thing. And that's the dangerous part, because the webs on this mission have so much health. So you have to, even if you do get caught and you have a good sniper to free yourself, sometimes it's hard to free yourself because they're buried within the webs, which is kind of a cool idea. I really like this mission a lot. Okay, now that we have killed that, we're gonna well, actually no, I guess I didn't hit it yet. Okay, there we go. Now I can see it. But there's actually there's a view you can have that you can shoot the next nest between some buildings where you'll be safe at. So that's where we're gonna head to next. I think it takes 3 shots to kill Retarius with 2 people. But yeah, it's any mission that doesn't have NPCs is going to be rough for this challenge, because like this one is a little bit fine because we have buildings and we can have some cover. But I think any missions that have like wasps or drones is really rough for 200 armor, because if you ever play Fencer and you do the dash canceling, you're flying around, those are your biggest threats because they don't miss. And same with Ranger, of course, they're not going to miss. So now we're going to roll down between these buildings here because there's a nice perfect view where you can just see the nest. And with all these buildings in front of you, it's pretty safe. So he's going to help protect me with machine gun fire while I go ahead and clear out this web so I can see the nest. So yeah, right between these buildings there's a nice view, and the last one is a red ant nest. So now we're feeling pretty good. Although there's still, I forgot, yeah, there's still that king spider back there somewhere, which is very strange. Like I said, usually it doesn't happen. But we're gonna have to focus on that next after we kill this. See, normally what I would do is we would stay here and kill the nest, but what we wind up decide to do is once I clear the webs out, I change my mind and we decide to go to the corner, because once I hit that nest I have a feeling that the king spider's gonna be coming after us. So just to be safe, I decided to leave. But normally, like I said, I would stay here until it's completely destroyed. But yeah, I think it's... I don't know, there's some small webs on this mission and large webs, but it feels like even the small webs have a lot of health in this mission for some reason. Okay, so now we decide to just run away because it's better to be safe than to die from a king spider. And I'm just trying to take a look and see if it's even coming after us. Which I'm pretty sure it actually, I think I remember it does come after us in the corner, which is where we want it to fight at. I make another bad decision to try and snipe this Retarius and die, but like I said, as long as one of us is extra cautious while the other person snipes, it's not a huge deal. I only needed one more shot for that Retarius, but I decided, you know what, let's just get out of this corner, or let's go to the corner just to be safe, because you know that king shoots so much web on Inferno that it's hard to dodge. So we would be pretty much dead if he started shooting at us and we're nearby. So now we're gonna keep an eye out for the king, and if we don't see it, we'll just have to pull it. But chances are it should get pulled because we hit a lot of enemies in the back there. So yeah, as you can see, those Retariuses roaming around down there. If you get rid of their web, they just don't know what to do. Yep, and there's the king finally. And yeah, just ignore you saw that. I actually wind up missing, I think, 2 or 3 times on this king spider, even though the thing is huge. But like I said, we'll just pretend that didn't happen. There's that final shot on that one Retarius that I needed to finish. It may have been 4 shots that I missed. So bad. Look at that, so much web. It's so ridiculous. Ranger struggles so much with the king spiders. Unless you have a fusion blaster, but with silvers, you know, it's just too much. You need to stun them. I like how their bodies just... It's like their bodies weigh 1 pound once you kill them and they just go flying. It's so funny. And I get sniped again through some trees. But no big deal. And now the best thing we're going to do is just... we're just going to work our way around the back side of the map and then kill the remaining Retariuses and then also kill the remaining web back there, because there's a good view back there too, and since they're red ants, they're not a threat to us. As long as we see them, you know, fast enough, they're not going to catch us probably. But yeah, the stringer can shoot through, I think we tested at least 9 vehicles in one person, but yet it can't shoot through more than 1 tree. It can't shoot through more than 1 pole. It's like pretty funny that, you know, that tree would stop a stringer shot. So now it's just the cleanup job. We're just gonna, I mean, you still have to be careful, especially when we're approaching these Retariuses in the back. It gets pretty it can be pretty dangerous if you're not careful. You know, obviously 1 shot and we're dead. So we just take it super cautious, and like I said, we sometimes, like in this one we're coming up here, we decide to just let one person, you know, be the person that moves forward. So just in case they die, we can always maybe have a second try and still not, you know, fail the mission at this point, because I think it took us about 40 minutes to do this mission. I just had to, you know, cut through some stuff, and no, not cut through, I just fast forwarded some of this, but it wasn't too bad. It's pretty fun. But yeah, I mean, I kind of wish we'd have more time to do some more of these 200 armor challenges. It's been fun, but obviously with EDF 5 coming out, definitely want to move on to the new stuff. So I'm not sure if I'll be going back to this game. Maybe sometimes, I'm not sure, but I definitely be focusing a lot of content on EDF 5, of course. And I think I did most of the videos I wanted to on strategies for this game as far as the hard missions. And like I said, now there's just, I think, just 2 Retariuses in a red ant nest, so we're just gonna finish it up here and have a victory here. So anyway, thanks again to Robert for the help, and thanks for watching. and I'll see you on the next video.